That is one amazing song. Thank you, Stephen, for picking our music today. Welcome, friends, family, wherever you are in the world. We are a global family, aren't we? Boy, between the music, the folks that said hello at the beginning before the music began, and all of you who have typed in the chat box, I am just so moved that we have such a global gathering, people from all over the world. I imagine this ball that we call planet Earth, and all of our lights are just radiating. And here we are gathered on Zoom today. Or maybe you're someone watching the replay. You are part of our family as well. Our Sunday gathering has been in existence well over 4 years. Some friends of mine and I came together really in a tough time back in 2020. We all remember it so well. Little did we know it was going to turn into this global phenomena. So it's going to keep on keeping on, I'm sure, long after we depart this earth. And why mess with a good thing, right? So we welcome you wherever you are. If we have not met yet, my name is Sandra Champlain, lovingly referred to as hostess with the mostest. I have two podcasts about the afterlife. The book you see over my shoulder, We Don't Die, A Skeptic's Discovery of Life After Death. I have now close to 670 combined hours between my podcasts. So you know that I am somebody who is really committed to give good evidence of the afterlife. But what's beneath all of that, the foundation truly is that I know the world of grief. I know it devastates us. It's the most pain we human beings can ever endure. So if we can do anything to lighten the load, let you know that your loved ones are healthy, well, alive, you will see them again. That's what we do. And of course, on our Sunday gathering and everything we do, we also want to empower you for living life today. That's what we want to do, because you're a soul having a human experience. I'm joined today by a wonderful friend, medium. He'll be our speaker today and also doing the prayers, Steven Trolland from Scotland. He's just a wonderful man. And besides all of the wonderful spiritual things, to me, he's one of the best photographers I've ever seen. If you follow him on Facebook, you're going to see some amazing pictures, especially of the Aurora Borealis, which is something I hope to see someday with my own eyes. So our theme today is honoring your true nature. And today, my handy calendar, I have this, I look for a motivational quote every day. But today's says, ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. That was written by Howard Thurman. And isn't it funny how our theme just kind of goes together with whatever shows up on my calendar? Interesting, huh? So if you're here for the first time or you've been with us before, just sit back, relax, know that you are joined with people all over the world, but not just all over the world, but in the unseen world around all of us. It's our loved ones truly are with us, not just on Sundays, but they keep an eye on us and one foot in our world always. So with that, welcome. I'm going to turn it over to Stephen for our opening prayer.
Thank you, Sandra, and thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's just take your awareness to your breath just for a little second. Because when we're talking about our true nature, prayer in itself is simply an expression of the Great Spirit through the soul, and you have a beautiful soul within you. So let us all together allow it to take down the barriers that hold us back in life and open our hearts and minds to this beautiful space that we all share here now, so we can all be one. And within this space, we honor nature, the natural world itself. As we take our awareness to our breath, the sacredness within each and every breath and each and every heartbeat, we respect as it gives us life to walk this material world. And within our hearts, which reflects upon the beauty of the soul, a meeting space with those that we love, and a space of awareness already within us that we may call the spirit world. And as we are surrendering here and now, just simply by given time. We know that it's a natural beauty, a process already taking place beyond the conscious mind for those we love in the spirit world, and the beauty of our soul wrap their arms around each other here, now, as we wrap our arms around each other here, now, within this space that we share. And by doing this natural process, this living natural beauty has already started to pave the way for an enriching experience, so that our thoughts may be touched, but more so carried by the soul of each and every unique individual. So a seed of perception within us can always be enriched for us to nurture as we deserve it, as those that love us in the spirit world. Know that we are here now. So we open our hearts to this space and say thank you. Amen.
Thank you so much, Stephen. And now for the reading. I'll start with an interesting quote. Everyone who is human has something unique to express. Try not expressing yourself for 24 hours and see what happens. You will nearly burst. You will want to write a letter or draw a picture or sing or make a dress or dig in the garden. Brenda Euland said that. Next, the words I'd like to share in the reading are words that were written by a 70-plus-year-old woman named Mary Isla. It's about self-expression, and I feel like it goes hand in hand with our theme today of honoring our true nature. She says, "There are certain movies I watch each year during the holiday season. One of my favorites is Love Actually, especially the opening and closing scenes of all the people hugging each other at the Heathrow Airport arrival gate. Hugh Grant's character in the voiceover says, 'It seems to me that love is everywhere.' Well, it turns out that footage was shot on location with hidden cameras. And those people, well, they were real people, not actors. In fact, writer-director Richard Curtis said he got the idea for the screenplay when he saw the unabashed love expressed at the arrival gate at Los Angeles International Airport. As young children, most of us were allowed to express ourselves openly and without restraint. If we were sad, we cried. If we were happy, we laughed exuberantly. But in some cultures, like the one I grew up in, any overt display of emotion was frowned upon. As we grew older, we heard words such as, 'You're too old to cry,' or 'Settle down and act your age.' It was as if there was a time limit on self-expression. Instead of expressing our feelings, we learned to suppress them. We were taught that our feelings should be kept to ourselves because they weren't anyone else's business. But if you can't freely express your emotions, you will be unable to display your individuality and character. And you may not even recognize your true self. It wasn't until I took a course in self-actualization in my late 30s that I began to tune into my true feelings, which then allowed me to express myself honestly and fully. Suddenly, the emotions I had been stuffing were legitimized, and I could begin to learn how to communicate my feelings in ways that do not damage myself or others. I still struggle with appropriate expression because I don't always take the time to examine my true feelings. For example, I often express displeasure with my husband when I have to show him once again how to do something that I've explained multiple times before. But if I stop to think about it, I realize I'm not actually angry that he's asking me again or that he didn't listen to me the first time. What I'm really upset about is his stubborn refusal to get a hearing aid, despite having been granted a veteran's disability for hearing loss. That's what I should be communicating to him so we can discuss the situation calmly and positively. Sometimes we may be afraid to reveal our inner self because we're afraid we'll be judged or condemned. This seems to be common among those of us who grew up in a strict family where we received more criticism than encouragement. If you lack self-confidence, you may mask your authentic personality because you want people to like you. You're projecting who you think you should be or who you wish you were, rather than who you really are. The next time you get a headache or a stomach pain, before you pop a pain pill, pause and get in touch with your inner self. Are there emotions you've been unable to express for one reason or another? Has someone misunderstood your intentions or criticized your position on an important matter? Are you struggling to find a form of self-expression that suits your personality? When I was preparing to teach a class called Journaling to Heal, I opened the book Opening Up: The Healing Power of Expressing Emotions, written by James Penneker, a psychologist from the University of Texas. Back in the early 80s, Dr. Penneker conducted studies that revealed the mental and physical health risks of not expressing ourselves when we experience a stressful life event, such as the death of a loved one, divorce, or infidelity, or any painful or traumatic experience. The conditions this inhibition may cause include depression, anxiety, insomnia, ulcers, high blood pressure, and migraine headaches. We learned about the benefits of talk therapy from Sigmund Freud and other 19th century physicians, but there are other ways to express our thoughts, emotions, and individuality. These include journaling, writing letters, meditation, creative writing, painting or drawing, photography, gardening, singing, dancing, playing music, etc. It's clear that the process of expressing ourselves will make us happier, healthier, and more productive. So, in her final sentence or question, she asks, what method of self-expression do you choose? I'm going to leave that with you. And now we're going to go into our healing. And for those of you who are new to our Sunday gathering, we play a beautiful music video in our healing segment, and it's our time to really offer healing prayers to those who need it in the world. And we know right now there's a lot of people, places, things that are in need of healing. As we go into the healing, imagine people, places being healthy, well, whole, and healed. Those in the spirit world, when we come together, or anytime you offer your healing, they'll use our human energy and direct it to where it is needed in the world. And of course, some stays right here with us. We do have many members, I know, of our Sunday gathering who are feeling much pain today. Some physical, some emotional. We have a good friend, Sue, who has suffered a devastating fall many, many weeks ago, and it's taking her a long time to get back on her feet. And I know today she's feeling quite a bit of pain. So if it's for you, someone in your family, people in our community, we're going to use every drop of this beautiful healing energy and send it to where it's needed in the world. Steven has picked our music today, and the song is Always Forever, sung by Merritt Larson. If you want to close your eyes, fine, or keep them open and watch the video, fine. Just enjoy the song as we send our healing. And then when the song is finished, Steven will be the next voice you hear for the address. So let me find our healing video.
Thank you, Sandra, and for such a thought-provoking reading also. And I'll just ask you all, just for a second, do you really and truly know, truly know how beautiful that you are? I can easily and simply say, I don't think we do. I really don't think we do. Because there's a beauty, a natural expression that stretches so much further than just the conscious mind. The conscious mind is therefore limited for what it can perceive. Let me just put it into perspective just for a little second. That if you can imagine someone that really loves you, or even just a friend or an animal. I love animals. I love friends also. But yeah, just for a second. And now picture that person or the animal in front of you. And now I know that even that friend or that animal, because the conscious mind can be limited to a degree, even they won't be able to express fully within a moment of all the beauty, all the love, all the happy times, all the smiles, everything about you that is just amazing. I mean, if they were to stand in front of you and just talk about it, I think that through their love for you, because it's through that expression is where the soul becomes more free, that they will find words. And because there's that soul presence there, that words will be able to touch you so much more deeper. And all the laughs, all the good times, all the happy times, even all the hard times, because there's still beauty in hard times, especially when we have friendships. And then that's just one person. That could even be a mom, a daughter. I mean, a whole lifetime for how long you've known that person is it's impossible for them to fit everything within one thought here and now. It proves to you that you're more beautiful than you can possibly physically imagine. Because yes, we can be hard on ourselves, and therefore we can blind ourselves of our own true beauty, myself included. But that's just one person. How many friends do you have? But also, how many friends, family members, animals do you have? And even some that you've not even met yet in the spirit world. Because I know, absolutely know that they can see so much deeper than the conscious mind because they don't have that limitations to some degree. You see, when we look at our world, our awareness, our mind as a canvas that we can paint upon with our experiences. And Sandra talked about expressions of art and so on. When we find a freedom of expression, we are starting to look into our true nature and finding, I mean, you don't have to be an incredible artist or an incredible musician or anything like that. It could be just what you see in life, the beauty of a rainbow. I remember years ago when I was a little kid, I was driving oh, obviously I wasn't driving. My mum and dad were driving, but we were driving along the road, usually the A9 is when it was a long journey, and I'd look out the window and I'd purposely look just for just like a glimpse of just like one leaf or one branch just blowing in the wind. And within that moment, I would say, how lucky was I to see that? I mean, it might just look like a little leaf blowing in the wind, but no one else in the whole world will experience that very moment that I did. It just goes to prove that every moment that we live is completely unique and new. And therefore, it brings an innocence into our life because every step is new. And within your innocence, without preconceived ideas of how we should maybe try and figure everything out, all the troubles or problems, and try and figure everything out all at once. Because therefore, sometimes what I know through my experience anyway, we can make up stories. It was years ago. I was in um, a, s- uh, a spiritual centre in Inverness, in the Highlands, and it was my second one I ever went to. But the medium, given the address, said, "You know what? I've been through so much in my life, so much, and guess what? Half of it hasn't happened." Because how much do we allow our worries to be the driver of our emotions and paint upon the canvas of the mind to become our experiences? I mean, we deserve it. If we are able to leave some space, it's where we grow. Where do you grow? Where do you feel the happiest? And we look for an example, a plant or a house plant. I know that some love direct sunlight, some don't like direct sunlight. And if we are to put a plant that doesn't like direct sunlight into the sunlight, it doesn't grow as well. And then that says so much about us and the environments that we really deserve, and how much do we put ourselves into a space to please others. And it's just, yes, our love is there for others, to be there for others as well, but sometimes it's allowing us to honor our true nature and ourselves first, is therefore then other people's perspectives will see the true you, will see who you truly are, and not just um, their perception of who they think you are, and how we fit in within the framework of other people's thinking. You see, let me just read a little quote for you from Professor Brian Cox, a physicist and a scientist, and knows so much about the cosmos and this universe. He says, when we look out into space, we are looking into our own origins, because we are truly children of the stars, and written into every atom and every molecule of our bodies is the entire universe from the Big Bang until this present day. And that takes us to natural law. You see, nature doesn't lie. It is pure. And if we are to find our own ways as unique individuals, to find that purity within oneself, and then it'll speak for itself. Thoughts can be purified. Our perception can be purified. We really see the true realities in how much should we give our attention to certain situations or not. Because what you give your attention to in life, we give our power. Where are you giving your power? And when we look at also, I think I said this before when I was here, but I'm going to say it again. There was um, tests done on a primrose and a bee. And every time the bee came close to the primrose, it increased the sugar within its nectar by 30%. Every time the buzzing of the bee, that's nature expressing itself. How much? I mean, that's only one little, tiny little part that's I'm saying that's recognized. How much is around us all the time that we are unaware of because of our perceptions, what's writing upon the canvas of our mind? I don't think that the bee shouts ahead and says, "Hi, Mrs. or Mr. Primrose, I'm coming, I'm coming. Come and increase your sugar by 30%. It's a natural expression, you see. And then we'll look at that. It really talks about how much of being around the right people and the right environments can really um, enrich us, just like the primrose is there for the bee. That soulful expression. You see, that in the world of psychic and mediumship, I believe that there is already a natural process. You see, those that love you in the spirit world know that you're here now. And if we are to um, surrender our awareness at times or give time for a space, that natural expression, that conversation, that energetic change, uh, you know, I think those words are far too small. Energetic change, energetic expression, because we are so much more. Those that love you in the spirit world love you for who you truly are. They love you for you just being you. I mean, today, it was a very proud moment for me. I took my wee boy, a wee boy called Brody, he's 5 years old, and there was the Loch Ness or the Inverness Marathon that was on, and there was a little run called the Wee Nessie, and he went running round this little field in the Wee Nessie race, and it just really just filled my heart with so much joy. And he didn't even say a word. He just loved every moment of it, every single moment. It's because there's that part in me, that soulful expression in me that I'm trying to find words for it. You see, the love that is there for my wee boy brought that pride to the surface. And that's the love and the pride that those that love you in the spirit world have for you. Just sometimes we're not always um, um, see it all the time. And when we also, I wonder, was it written in time that we would be here at this very moment, right here, right now? I wonder. I think, I think that's possible, because there's something within you that you have awakened to that that was weaved within your thoughts to sign up, to come here within this very moment, here now. And when we are to be open or recognize, give attention to that possibilities, that our soul has a bigger and better plan rather than the canvas of the hardships that are dampening our emotions. There's this saying, heal the soul. I personally do not believe that's true. I believe it's the purity and the beauty within the expression of the soul that heals the mind, and therefore our lives. I met a dear friend of mine. I mean, it's a long story, but I'll be quite quick. And this guy, a guy called David Smith, and we talk about honoring your true nature. I was really lucky to be in his company again just recently. But anyway, let's just start really quickly. He was a junior world karate champion when he was in school. He went to skiing. In skiing, there was hardships with finances and the governing bodies and things. So he went from skiing, and then he went to running. And then from running, he was getting into the Scottish Championships and so on. But when he started running around running around corners, he's got a thing called club foot, and his bones broke. So he still kept running, but except in a straight line, and this time in the British bobsleigh team. And in the British bobsleigh team, they were just about to be selected and going to the Olympics and so on. And he got a tumour in the back of his neck. And that was a hard story to see. But he had to get the tumour cut out. He had to learn to walk again. He had to learn to just do everything again. You can imagine all that eternal stuff that was going on inside. Even just trying to stand up, get out of bed, anything. But guess what? Through that time, he says, he meditated because he was lying down for quite a lot of the time. He meditated for 7 hours a day sometimes. And I'm not telling you to go away and meditate for 7 hours a day. Obviously, he had the time, eh? But within that time, he realized and he noticed and he experienced and he wrote about where the and when of different states of consciousness is when healing started to happen within the physical body. And through that time, he came back, and guess what? He went to rowing. And in rowing, he won an Olympic gold medal in rowing after that. And then after that again, he's had about another three, four tumors cut out since then. And one of them certainly left him paralyzed. But yet, with one arm, one leg, the other one tied to the bike, he rode 720 kilometers across the Alps. And there was one famous mountain, I think it's in Spain or something like that, but it was there was a TV program that was made of it, the Dead Man Cycling. And just to sit down and speak to him, his philosophies, his perceptions in life, because what he's been through, he's been able to let go of all the mundane stuff that doesn't deserve his attention. And now he's starting to see each and every moment, or sorry, not starting to see, he does see. And he just talked about just watching a leaf come past on the river and how precious was that moment. It's all down to our perception. What's your perception? What do you really and truly I know that I'm sad to hear that um, quite a lot, or some of you are certainly going through some difficult times and physical pain, emotional pain. But is that going to be the driver? I guess it depends. And then logically looking at it, well, it depends on how strong that is. But then we look at mind over matter, and I'm not telling you to go and cycle around the Alps and do 720 kilometers up and down mountains, goodness knows how many thousand meters. You can still appreciate the true beauty, the beautiful soul that you are. And what those in the spirit world, I mean, we can only imagine what those in the spirit world see in you. I mean, they don't care of how many maybe didn't make it to that time to maybe help them, or we might think we'll help them. I think it does sometimes, but help them at a time of when their awareness is becoming alive, more alive in the spirit world. Yeah. And what I do know is that if we're there physically or not, your love and your thoughts have been there. And that's where the true language of expression can be weaved together, where a soulful expression becomes one, where we can dance within the rhythm of life itself, dance among the stars. And we are, at this very minute in time, we are dancing among the stars. Maybe not physically, but if we think about the stars that's wrapped around our world, our earth, and I know just like the air that you breathe here and now, within every heartbeat, the air that's wrapped around you in the space where you are, those that love you in a space already within you called the spirit world, they are hugging you, loving you, cherishing you and your true nature. So we can all dance in the rhythm of life together at one within this special space this evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're coming from. You see, because we are all part of the great spirit of life, God, universal energy, whatever you want to call it, it's weaved within everything and everyone. Distance and miles fall away. You see, they don't come here under, I mean, thank goodness for this. Um, what am I trying to say here? The thing that says Stevie Trolland across there. My backdrop, if you like, because I'm in a little cupboard under the stairs, just like Harry Potter. And not that I can weave spells and make magic and things like that, but there is a magic, and that's already within you. And they don't come here in my little cupboard under the stairs to say, "Hi, my name's Jill. I want to speak to Bob." We can all be a part of this together. We are a part of this together, here and now. Distance and miles have fallen away. So even though I may be able to give them a voice in a little minute, their arms are wrapped around you now, and they see every beauty, a whole lifetime that is there. You are an expression of life weaved within its beauty. And I think if we can look at that, we will honour our true nature. And just remember that analysis, or should I say how I mentioned about the house plant, or that plant, and just being in the right environment, in the right space. Honour your true nature by doing that, and then you will become alive. You will grow spiritually, emotionally. That beautiful soul, that expression will change. You are it will change the canvas for you. So with all those words, I hope in some way that through the love of my soul and me trying to honor my true nature, you see, just for a little second, I'll shut up in a second. But there's I have to be assessed for ADHD and things like that, you know. And I've got a little brain that jumps all over the place, thoughts jumps all over the place. So no matter what your differences are, no matter who you are a unique and beautiful soul. Honor that and honor your true nature. I'll say thank you for listening to me.
Beautiful words. Thank you, Stephen, on behalf of everyone. Oh, we are picturing you in the little cupboard under the stairs. I know Carrie and Phil and others know sometimes when I'm traveling, the smallest room in the hotel room is where I have done many Sunday gatherings. The shower curtain behind. We do what we must. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our demonstration of mediumship. And I know we have some people here for the very first time. And for everyone else, just a refresher how this part goes. Stephen today is our medium, whether it's today on the Sunday gathering or any time in the future. We feel very strongly that we should let the mediums do the work. He will begin giving a few initial bits of information about the spirit person who is in touch with him. They're going to use his thoughts, his feelings, his memories, maybe a sense of smell and taste, who knows, to introduce themselves to him in their own unique manner. And he will give a few initial bits of information about the person that is with him. And yes, I say people because we are still us when we head to the spirit world with our personalities and memories and all those good things. So he will do his best to describe the person that has connected with him. We want everybody to be listening on the edge of your seat. You know, is this your person? Now, your person could be a loved one, could be a friend, could be somebody you worked with, could be somebody in your circle, so to speak. But the one thing they have in common is they're no longer breathing our air here on earth. They are in the spirit world, okay? They're not walking our earth. If, when Stephen describes this person in the spirit world, if you can understand every single bit of information that he just shared as your person you knew, we want you to press your raise hand button. So right now, whether you're here with us for the first time or you've been with us before, find that raise hand button on your device and just press it for me. Some of you that are on iPads and phones and things, you might see 3 dots and you might have to press that first to see the raise hand come up. And then after you've raised it, it should now say lower hand. So you want to go press that, and so your hand goes down. Why is this important, Sandra, you ask? Well, sometimes there's more than one person that can understand all the information. So Stephen will continue to work so that ideally we're left with one person with their hand raised. Now, if that person should happen to be you, I will press a special button on my side. You'll get a little flash on your screen that host would like you to unmute yourself. You don't see that unmute button yet until I press the button. And all you need to do is press that button so we can hear your voice. Your camera remains off, so don't worry, no one can see you. But we do like to hear your voice. And when I say we like to hear your voice, all we need from you is a nice, loud, clear yes, no, or I don't know to the information, the evidence that the medium brings. Now, this is the part where I say let mediums do their work, because there are people in the world, and we are trying to raise the level of mediumship here, that volunteer information about your loved one. No, we don't want you to do that. We just want the medium to do the work so that we all know that they really are connecting with our loved ones, okay? So just say yes, no, or I don't know to the information. Don't feel bad if it's a no. Mediums have broad shoulders. Carrie and Phil in their classes teach that no simply means new opportunity. Now, for the rest of us, you may or may not get a message and a reading here today. The spirit world, if you pay close attention, well, you just listened to Steven's beautiful address, his philosophy, and I have a sneaky suspicion it touched all of our souls. The spirit folks that come through, I believe, speak on behalf of all of our loved ones. So listen in how close they are. If you hear bits of evidence, you think, oh, my people are there, are doing that too. Or sometimes the message that you hear, you think, gee, I could use a little bit of that for myself. So I treat our friends that come through from the spirit world just like Steven and I, or whoever are the panelists on the Sunday gathering, that their messages are really for everyone. But there will be some of you that get a reading yourself. And for the rest of us, we're going to pull that information. There's gold in everybody's voice, whether they're speaking it through Steven from the spirit world, or it's one of us or one of you. So it is as simple as that, really. If you can understand the information about the spirit person he's described, press your raise hand button. If you work with Steven today or any medium in the future, just say yes, no, or I don't know. Simple as that. Now, our loved ones do not wait for Sunday to be by our side, as we can often see in these readings and demonstrations, that they continue to learn and grow in the spirit world and explore and be fully self-expressed, but it's so easy for them just to keep one eye on us, or one foot in our world, is what I like to say. So we're going to play a piece of music right now. And as we play that piece of music, if you would like to, just visualize your loved ones around you, those beautiful souls. Even if you have friends and family that are alive and they're not with you presently, bring them in too. You know, I do think we can talk to each other's souls. I really do. But have those loved ones close, feel that joy. And then when we're done with this song, we'll be back with Steven, and he will describe our first person coming through from the spirit world. So the song Steven has picked, because yes, he's picked all the beautiful music. This one is called Brand New Eyes from B. Miller. So let's play it. Beautiful song, beautiful song. Welcome back, Steven.
Thank you, Sandra. I wish I had your knowledge and technology. It's just brilliant. Just brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so let's surrender to those that love you in a space of awareness already within us that we call the spirit world, and just see who's the first person, people, to touch our thoughts and our minds. You know, I've got this real feel of a lady that touches my awareness. Oh, there's loads of them now. I've got this first sense of a lady, and I do feel she takes me to a hospital environment, you know. And I have the feeling with her as if she kind of walks around where I have to have, it's like I carry my medication with me, or I wheel it around with me, is the feeling that she gives before she goes to the spirit world. I feel as well as she comes close, there's this real endearing um, uh, feeling that I do feel she wants to speak to a lady here, you know, is the sense that she gives. I feel also she smiles here now. I do feel there must have been some kind of jokes, either with the gentleman as well, let me go with this, but they're mentioning false teeth within my thoughts here. So I know there must be like a joke about this, or I left it by my bedside, this kind of thing, or there's a wobbly one. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a younger one alive today that's got a little wobbly tooth, maybe looking for the tooth fairy or something like this, is the feeling that she gives. Let me just get a little bit more for her and see where we go. And I just have the feeling of, I know that everybody could not be there at that time for me, she wants to say. I feel my love goes to a granddaughter here. I feel, I want to speak to a granddaughter is the sense. Hi, is it Yolanda? Yolanda?
Yes. Let me just check, see if anyone else
Okay,
can understand that
okay.
information. Yolanda was very quick to put her hand up. Does that make sense to anyone else that is with us today here?
Oh, there's a couple. Oh, there's a few.
Yeah, there's a
Let's
few,
get
yes.
let's get a little bit more then.
Okay.
Um, um, I wouldn't be surprised if the name of Angela or Angie is there also, because that kind of just touches my awareness. I feel as I want to talk about grandfather, grandpa, as he comes close, and I do feel with him not to go back to those hard times, but I do feel there was a bit of breathlessness. I feel I'm surprised about something that they both had. Maybe before they passed to the spirit world. And I do feel, as they mention, like part of the reason of why there wasn't everybody within that space of when they were slipping to the spirit world in some ways, because we didn't want that last imprint of how they were, how they looked, to be within the mind of that individual, whoever I want to speak to here just now. But I do feel Angie is a name that comes to my awareness here as well. Let me see who can understand that.
Okay, Yolanda still has her hand raised, and Linda and Julia. And again,
And okay.
ladies, take all the information.
That's fine. I feel she takes my awareness. I got a little bit of arthritis in my fingers, as she comes. But no, obviously she's not got that now. I just know it's a memory. But I just know she mentions the piano here just now. I do feel, let me be with Yolande just now. She just comes to my awareness here just now.
Okay.
Hi there. Can you hear me
Hi.
okay?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Hi. Can you understand everything that I've said to you there?
Yes, not the arthritis, but
Okay.
everything else, yes.
Okay, but you understand why she takes my awareness to the piano, I get this real feel. As if, um, I feel she takes either you to your younger days, or just certainly going to the younger days of when I was learning to play the piano, learning to play. There's other musical instruments that's come into my awareness here as well. So I do feel I'm talking about like a musical family here. Would that make sense to you at all?
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's good then. I feel, there's this, they joke again, and I do feel they're mentioning, I know that somebody here must have a wobbly tooth or a little bit of a wobble on their tooth, or something about a tooth they're bringing my awareness to.
Yes.
And would you know why they would take my awareness to Canada?
No.
Let me go with this then, because I know that she's mentioning something to do with the French part of Canada, something to do with Canada comes to my awareness, and I do know, I mean, I'm not to give you a lot of homework of that, but I know I want to talk about like distance relations, distance relationships in some sense, cousins. That feeling is coming to my awareness. Let me keep working a little second with this. I also feel as well, I know here she's talking about where others are, many people do a little bit of research on their family, looking back and so on. But I do feel somebody here is either thinking about looking into that or looking into this, you see, because I'm seeing old newspaper clippings and things.
Um, Not sure about that.
Me not sure. Let me just have a um let me work a little bit more. I do know that she's mentioning, or they're mentioning, the French part of Canada. I know that's there. There's something to do with a bear or Bear Valley, or there's this. She mentions this. She gives this feeling here just now. And if we are to look into your family heritage, if you like. I
Mhm.
do feel that you will find something there. That's the feeling that I've got.
Okay.
That's the feeling I've
I
got.
know the French, yes. Canada, not sure, but French, yes.
Okay, but well, know that I mentioned Canada too then, because that was quite strong, and the French
Okay.
is there too. That's good then, also, and I feel here as well. Yeah, I know that there are others here in the spirit world that you haven't met, that you are maybe aware of or told stories about or something, I guess, because I feel as if I want to put my hands through the screen to you and shake and say, how do you do? Is the
Yeah.
feelings that they're giving us here just now. And I know, as I mentioned, that journey of discovery of finding a little bit more out about the family. I know that there are others here that you will find out about, as if because it's like reaffirming that in some way. I feel here also as if I can just let me just relax for her, relax for them. That would be so we can just allow that blending there just to be a bit more and harmony together. That's fine, because within that there's surrender, and I just feel there's this sense as if they I mean, I'm not going to open up your life to the world at all, but I know, and I know everyone goes through difficult times and things, but I do feel there's a real sense as if they're saying how much I get the feelings if you've really had to do quite a lot recently, like more like on your own, or is that feelings if you've really had to change your life around in some way, but do it, but be proud of yourself of how you've done quite a lot by yourself. You see, that's the feeling that they give.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. And I know again they bring us our awareness back to music. And man, I'm certainly not saying I've got him here, certainly not saying that. But I know Elvis comes to my awareness for some reason.
Yes,
And I
yes,
just know it's just like a real happiness. And I feel as
yes,
if I want to either sing it to you, which I'm not. But I just know there's this real feel of happiness here. And I know here as well, I do feel um um okay. I just know that these words, I just know that they comfort you. They are looking after you, as if they're their children in some sense, or
hmm
their child in some way, because I get this feeling of like children in need, you see. I
yes,
just know that they're mentioning this here just now. And I do feel that they are talking about how life itself. Have you either moved away somewhere and maybe thinking about coming back again, or moved away somewhere? There's that feeling. There's a
yes, I
change.
have.
Okay, there's a real change. I don't know where you are, but for some reason, something to do with either New York, or there's this feeling of being. I'm not saying you're living there or anything like that, but there's this feel of the take. Let me go with this in a city environment. But I do feel like with yourself, when we're talking about honoring our true nature and things like that, I feel as if I would like for you to either be a little bit out of the city, out somewhere where you can be in nature, be somewhere where there's not so much craziness, busyness around you, is the feeling that they give here just now.
Yes, that makes sense.
That's good. And know that I mentioned something to do with a bear or Bear Valley or bear. And and they are, let me just, this last little thing here. I feel here, they hold your hand, at this minute in time. I get this feel. So although the physical touch isn't there, their love within their living thoughts are. I know here, as they mentioned about you doing so much by yourself, and I had no choice really, but it's how they are so proud of you, letting you know you're not doing it by yourself. I know it's like a reassuring hand squeeze that they give to you, moving forward. And I know they hold your hands, both sides, both hands. Just know that if you can vision that, I know, I see that, I feel it, I'm sure of it here and now. But I also want to give you a song. There's something to do with like Bryan Adams comes to my awareness.
Yeah.
And I also feel as if I want to give you the song of Heaven. Is it Heaven? Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
There's a real nice feeling with this. And then
Thank
with
you.
all of that, I just know with that, it's like within those words, there's a lot of reassurance, that comes with it. So there's your gift from them in some way. So listen to that song, and
Thank you.
they will express through that to you. So I'll say thank you, and I'll thank them. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome. So let's see who else is here. Um, so as I surrender again, and just kind of just leave new space for somebody new. I do feel, I got the feeling of a young man that comes close. I feel as he comes close, there's something to do with like a birth of a new boy, or there's this feeling of a birth of a new boy, is the feeling that he gives, or there's a son he leaves behind, or just let me just go with this just now, because I just get this feeling of a dad here in the spirit world. I know he is a dad. That's what I know with him. I feel here as well as he comes close. It's not to go back to those hard times of when things happen, but he takes us there to say how whatever anybody could have done, we couldn't have changed it. Is the feeling that he gives here, and I know here a real feel of appreciation for how whoever I want to speak to either helps, looks after the rest of the family, so I might be with a friend here, let me go with this, but I get this feelings if you looked after the family, were there for her, there for them, is the feeling that he gives here just now. Let me just get a little bit more. I feel here, when I say young man, I'm surprised if he's round about his 30s, 31, in his 30s is the feeling that I've got. So let me just offer that out there just now and see if anybody can understand anything and what I've said.
Thank you very much. All right, friends, who can recognize this gentleman? Who was a father left son behind?
Oh, we've got a
Okay,
few. Okay,
got a
let's keep.
few. Yes.
We'll keep going. We'll keep going. And I feel here. Oh, you know what? As Sandra mentioned at the beginning, like, is there someone here that comes close? I know that they're all here for all of you that put up your hands. I get that feeling because I can feel more people close here just now. But just let's see if we can honor the first person then there just now. I know here he mentions at this minute in time about either a newborn child or a baby that's just recently been born. I get the feeling, and I know he mentions it's like he's got my eyes, I've got his eyes. There's this real feel that he gives here just now. Let me ask if you can understand that. Let me go. He also mentions about a wallet or a photograph that he opens up in his wallet here just now. And I have the feelings he holds this out and he talks about a girl and a baby in there, in my awareness here just now. Let me ask if you can
All
understand
right,
that.
we have Julia, Ross, and Shelley with your hands
Okay.
raised.
We'll keep going. Okay. We'll get this for you. And I just know here with him. Um. Um. Okay. He takes us just now to. I get the feeling as if this isn't that long ago. It's either quite recent. You see, it's still, I mean, it's always raw when we think about those we love, but I get this real feel as if as if we're still going through that process of change, still trying to manage, find our way. I do feel as well, he mentions there's still like items and things. We've got Ross. Is it Ross? Ross, hi there.
All right. And Shelley, you keep listening. Ross, if you could press your unmute button, please. Hi, Ross.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi. Can you understand everything that I've said there?
I can, and I'm perhaps interpreting what you're saying. Like I feel like in a lot of what you're saying, there's potentially for double meanings. Like even in terms of you saying it feels quite recent. My experience is of my we've been going through revisiting this quite recently, but it did happen a time ago. So whether that feels relevant to you,
Okay, we'll go with it and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And obviously, if it's not for you, it doesn't mean they're not here and they don't love you. Just we're gonna just gotta honor the people that are trying their best here just now. I do feel with this young man, I do feel he takes me to like a resting space. I don't like the word graveyard or cemetery, but just this space of where I just feel as if there's either been an angel or a heart that's placed there, or he mentions something to do with a heart-shaped symbol. There's that feelings that he gives.
I don't know about that, but I can relate
And then
to oh, sorry,
would you know if he has a sister?
no, he
Okay.
doesn't.
Let me, 'cause I keep hearing and I keep feeling something to do with sister as well. And I was surprised if there's again, if it's roundabout sister where there's these thoughts of another child coming, or is these feelings here just now? And then let me just, I think I'm going to say thank you, Ross, for your putting up your hand and see
Thank
if we
you.
could be with it. Thank you for being there. So we've got Shelley here.
Yes, Shelley's had her hand up the whole time. Shelley?
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Shelley.
Hi.
Hi, could you understand everything that I've said there for you?
Everything had a course of correspondence, yes.
Okay, okay. Let's just see, because I have this real feel with him. Um, he mentions, I mean, I know sometimes people leave things behind and so on, but I do feel there's items of clothing that's still kept, but I feel like quite neatly enfolded is the feeling that he gives. Would that make sense to you, or would you know of this?
Yes.
That's fine. And I know he mentions, I'm surprised if there's a leather jacket there as well, or there's
Oh,
something to do with the
yes.
jacket. That's fine.
Yes.
And I know here as well, I feel him with you. I know he takes my awareness. And see, when we get this jacket, or there's something to do with this jacket, he mentions like a bunch of keys as well. I'm surprised if there's keys kept or there's keys left behind too. I feel, no, it's a house. It's a he let me go with this. He's talking about just taking me through my awareness here. We can do this. He's
Mhm.
unlocking a door here just now. And I
Mhm.
feel here it might not be a physical door, and I just want to keep this real as well. But I feel with yourself as if you must really, really quite close to him, you see? Or I get this feel, because if would I be correct in saying that you have been there for the family as well? That's
Yes.
fine, because I get that real feel as if it's like he's helping. He's weaved within your thoughts. He's there with you. His presence is so much there, more than you know. I want to say, because I know this is like difficult for you too. Is it because you've been there for others within that selflessness? There's that less self-awareness in some way of how much it's really. I just feel it's starting to, or it's still more raw with you now. We're still going through it. I know he's unlocking the door of your heart in some way and wrapping his arms around you, just to hold you, hug you, and thank you, I want to say, from him as well. And
Wow.
I feel here, I know Sandra mentioned something to do with a journal earlier on in the address, but there's something to do with, there must be like a book of dreams, you see? And you mentioned something to do with a book of dreams, writing down dreams and just keeping a journal of your dreams. But he mentioned stars within this too. Um,
Stars.
yeah. There's something to do with a journal, a book of dreams, and I know he mentions with this, it's like reach for the stars. Look at that song there is reach for the stars. There's a real nice feeling, upbeat feeling with that. And I feel as if you listen to that song, his
Mhm.
nature, his happiness is within that space there just now. And I
Mm.
know here as well, with him as a relax for him just a little bit more. I know that you must have smelt him, or there's this real feel, or this or there's like a smell of what he's doing. He's making me aware of the smell of aftershave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And I do feel as well as if either somebody's either thought about putting this on a pillow, holding the pillow, hugging it, and falling asleep there.
Mm.
Okay, that's okay. And then just know as we do this, your love, your soul, your wraps its arms around him too. I do feel as well moving forward, and I just know it's like he wants to give you lots of happy music. You know, music is an expression of the soul. We know, but as I express it, it can move emotions and inspire us. So I also want to give you the song "It's a Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong, and
Mhm.
it's a real nice. It's how to move and change your world around as he's given you the tools in some way. And I know he's saying it's like now it's time for you to be here for you. You see, but in a sense that you're doing it for me. Would it be correct in saying his mum is still alive?
No, no, she just passed.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Let me just go with this because I just saw written within my awareness is mum, you know, and it's
Mm.
easy for me to say now that she's there because you already said that. But I just have that real feel of mum just touched my awareness there just now too. And I feel here, if I'm with mum, just for a little second, because we need to move on. If I'm with mum here as well, would it be correct in saying she she's holding something to do with a baby and photographs.
Mhm.
Well, I just know she mentions here just now. Let's just go. Would it be correct in saying at some point either she held you in her arms, or is this feeling of I just get the feeling of holding you in my arms. It's simple as that. Simple as that. I'm trying to make it all evidential, and I just need to just
Mhm.
listen to them and just give what I'm getting. I just know she's saying, "I hold you in my arms," and just know that in some way, I want to talk about a baby girl or the feelings that should refer to someone being my baby girl. And I just know with all of this, as she comes close, there's a real feel. She smiles. And I know here with this young man here just now, it's just let you know that they're in good hands. And I just feel they're saying that it's simply because they've been wrapped within your thoughts and within your love. And thank you for being there for them, taking care of everyone else. You will smell perfume, you'll smell smoke, I just know that they will show their signs through the beauty of life like a butterfly. I just know that that's there for you. And I can see it wrapped around like a duvet cover of some kind. So know that I've mentioned that as well as if there's a butterfly, a bird on the duvet cover, like a
Mhm.
blanket of some kind. And I just know
Mhm.
it's just keep your dreams alive, keep happiness within your life, and we will be there for you. Just know that they'll blow a kiss to you, they blow a kiss to you, and say thank you, and I'll say thank you, Shelley.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Hi. Okay, I've got time for another one.
Sure.
Cool, excellent, excellent. Let me see here. Let's see. I have the feeling of another gentleman, and I know he mentions his watch that he brings here just now. I know this watch either he couldn't wear anymore because it was just that little bit big, or either you lose it. It's like get the feelings if he loses weight, you know. But I just know there's more than one watch. You see, I just know there's a grandfather as well. I just know there's more than one watch that he's trying to mention here just now. I feel here as well as he comes close at this minute in time. Um, he mentions, I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody else here in the spirit world that you would know who will want to connect to as he comes. Because I'm seeing like a picture of a lady on the dashboard of a car, as if you've driven around. I would be surprised if mum's in the spirit world, you see. I get this real feels if either a mum touches my awareness. I know that there's a photograph on the dashboard of a car that they bring our thoughts to. And again, I'm seeing also again a baby, you see, and it's a night for babies, eh? So I just get that feeling there just now. Let me just get a little bit more from him, from her, from him, from her. I'm hearing more music. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. It's coming to my awareness. Hi, Dana. Let me just see if Dana can understand what we're saying here and see
All
see
right.
how it builds.
All right. If anyone else can understand all this information, please press your
Oh,
raise
it's
hand button.
okay.
Dana, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Can you understand everything that I've said there?
Um, most everything. I don't quite understand the photograph on the dashboard, but
Hmm.
that may come. But my
Okay.
my mother passed recently, and she was a huge Bob Dylan fan.
Okay. Okay.
And then my grandfather left her his watch. And oh, I have his
That's fine.
watch I have his watch in
And
my
then
car.
and then with your grandfather, would it be correct in saying that his watch, he either couldn't wear it anymore? Because I get the feeling as if it gets either a little bit too big, or I get this feeling as I must have either lost weight, or is this feeling here?
He was a very thin man in
Okay,
his later
that's
years.
okay. That's okay then. That's okay because I just had this feelings of it. And my wrist went quite small, you know, and then the watch was just a little bit bigger there just now. Dana. Um, and it's nice that that song resonates with you. And then, uh, let me just see if we get a little bit more here. I feel with your grandfather, again, it makes me smile, but I get this kind of cheeky, dry
Oh,
quirkiness with him, you see. And I feel here
yeah,
as well, and I feel here as well, you know, oh my goodness, you just would like to just be in his company, and I just know he could make you laugh, really
yeah,
laugh. And I just
yeah,
know I got a belly laugh on me here just now, and I feel, and I feel here as well, it's it's like he plays jokes on somebody else, but like you're the only one that knows about it is the feeling that he gives at this minute just now. Let me go with this. And I feel here as well. It's like um 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 we can do this. I feel as he comes close with his quirkiness and his happiness and his jokes and so on. Um would it be correct in saying has somebody here either just done their nails recently or just had their nails done? Yeah, that's fine. That's good then. Because I'm seeing that there just now, and I get this feeling as if I don't know why he's doing something like a tiger, it's like, "Arr," just joking away with this. And I feel also as we mention this, a good movie or the song tracks in a movie is something like The Lion King comes to my awareness, you know? So,
I'm at Disneyland right now.
oh, wow, that's cool, isn't it? Lucky you. Well, he's there on holiday with you then, isn't he? Um, I don't know if you like the rides much right enough, but that's me just saying that. But let me just see where he's going. And I know here as well, he mentions like a twinkle in his eyes. He's a spark in his eye as he gives all this happiness. I feel as if he goes into his wallet you just now, and I feel as if I'd share um, um, money out to everybody to have fun. And I feel here also, would it be correct in saying after they pass or somebody pass, there must have been like a sale of a property, or is a feeling of a property that kind of helps, or I get the feeling of a property being sold and financial help being there. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad you're
You're
understanding all
really
this.
nailing it.
That's good then. I just know, and then that's him so close to you right now. Even though I'm in my little Harry Potter cupboard under the stairs, it just shows he's weaved within your heart and your thoughts. So moving forward, with your mum, she is given the feeling of treasure in every moment. It's easy to say, but she's saying, "I am here." That's fine. I am here for you, Anna, now and always. You see. And I feel, you must have had the thoughts about your mum and said, I wish you could be here and see the happiness with whoever's with you, and just share in this moments here and now. You must have had those thoughts because
Yeah.
I know that she's saying with that she is certainly there. And just as we go in, just as a second, there must be a little kind of um, there must be a ride that's kind of like more like zombies and ghosts or ghost train kind of feeling here. And I'm going in there into the darkness, you see. And I do feel as if it's a quick one, but all of a sudden you'll go along and you don't know it's going to turn out just takes a sharp turn and it goes down and so on. I don't mean, I don't know if I don't know if they'll like that very much, eh?
Yeah.
But I'm definitely joking. But I just know that they're saying, and they're with you, and just enjoy every moment in life, and just treasure, all of those moments, and just she blows a kiss, and you get those well, shut up. But I was saying that was me saying I'll shut up, not them. But there is, you get those dandelions, and just before you got those little puffballs, I feel as if I want to blow that and make a wish. So just know, as your thoughts are there, I do feel dreams really do come true with that song somewhere over the rainbow, and I know that you'll see a rainbow with a shooting star at where you are. Either as a
Okay.
symbol in somewhere, I just know that that's there. So as you see that, I just know that they've moved you to that space, and they're very much with you. I'll say thank you,
Okay.
and I'll thank them.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Dana. You're so
Thank you.
welcome.
Oh, thank you so much,
You're
Stephen,
so welcome.
for just being here and all your words and connecting with the spirit world. Loved it. And for everyone who's with us still, keep in mind, like I said, our friends in the spirit world are like panelists like Stephen and I. They're for all of us to know just how close our loved ones are. So I hope you pulled that towards you. And Dana, thank you so much for your laughter. It was just beautiful. We haven't had responses like that in a long time, hearing the laughter, and that brought us a lot of joy. So thank you for that. Our loved ones are around, friends. Keep them in your hearts, but keep talking to them. And sometimes they come through in some very, very subtle ways and just plant images and pictures and memories. And that's all them saying hello. First of all, before I forget, you can find out more about Stephen on his website, which is soulfullyembraced.com. soulfullyembraced.com. That's Steven. Next week, we have medium Dominic Bogue back here with us, so that's good to look forward to. Also, I know we all want to have readings. I do. I know we want our loved ones to come through on a Sunday gathering. But I may offer you something. We do some really tremendous classes with our medium tutors, Carrie McLeod and Phil Dykes, on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Wednesdays is an introduction to how our soul works and receives information. That's our psychic class. That's on Wednesdays, Contact with the Soul. And you really get to experience just how that feeling center of us works, that soul, and how we start perceiving the information. And then also on Thursdays, we have our medium class. When you start working that soul muscle, instead of directing it to a person that's working on a Zoom screen across from you, we point it to the spirit world. They're just gentle, they're loving classes. They started a week ago, so if you join, they're 6-week classes. You get the video right away, so you can watch the one that you missed. Also, all these courses are recorded, so you can enjoy them at your own time. You can join them live. We have a Facebook group for you to practice, but there's something really special that can bring you from a belief in the afterlife to a knowing. When you start having these experiences for yourself and you start feeling how the information comes through, like you witnessed with Steven here today. So everything I'm going to mention is at wedon'tdie.com. The store page is where everything's listed, the free things like our Sunday gatherings, etc., and some of the classes. So you may wish to join that. Also, Phil and Carrie will be live in New Jersey the 21st through the 24th of October. So it's a wonderful time. I know our Sunday gatherings are good, and then being in Zoom rooms and classes, and some people around the world may not be able to make it to New Jersey. But if you're in America or you want to take a little trip, please join. There's nothing like the live classes. Also in November, Darren, Scott Milligan, Dominic Bogue, and other friends, they're doing a retreat in Barlo in the Netherlands. All right, so that's something else live to look forward to. What else do I want to tell you? I have 2 brand new podcast episodes on We Don't Die Radio. I talked to hospice worker Gretchen Jones, who sat by the bedside of many people before they passed, and she's got some incredible stories. And then on Shades of the Afterlife, we've heard of Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who first came up with or discovered the 5 stages of dying, and a lot of people relate those to grief as well. Of course, they don't happen in any specific order, and there's other ones included in that. But what many people don't know is after she figured out these stages of dying, she started witnessing her patients seeing loved ones in the room, these deathbed visions, and then also having near-death experiences. She went on to study over 20,000 near-death experiences. A lot of people don't recognize that. And she turned her field of study from these stages to actually evidence of the afterlife, and she wrote many books on it. So she's an incredible woman, and so she is the story that I feature on this week's episode of Shades of the Afterlife. So you can find everything at wedon'tdie.com. Register for next week's gathering. You can watch past Sunday gathering replays. Of course, if you're interested and you want to donate to help the Sunday gathering along and support our weekly gathering, you don't have to, but we do appreciate if you're able to. And thank you to those who have donated to our Sunday gathering. No pressure though, but you can find the Sunday gathering page at wedon'tdie.com. So that's it for the announcements. The last thing I wanted to say just about our theme of finding your true self or letting that true self shine is, I think when we're little kids, we get shut down. Somebody might call us not smart enough or not good enough or whatever those things are that takes us from being those self-expressed children to really holding back and thinking there's something wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us. And someone gave me the biggest gift. They didn't mean to, but I was taking a leadership course and we had to do public speaking. And me, prior to being the me now, had a lot of baggage, thinking I wasn't good enough, wasn't smart enough, I wasn't loved enough, wasn't lovable, all those things. And so that me was trying to give a presentation in this leadership and speaking class. I practiced and I practiced and I had it perfect. So there I was in front of the group of other students and I nailed it, right? Well, I found out I got the lowest grade in the whole class. And I was devastated, right? Because I practiced and I was perfect. Well, here was what they all said. You had the words down pat, but we wanted to see Sandra. We wanted to experience Sandra. We wanted to know Sandra. And in that moment, I realized that being authentic to who we are is what the world wants. We are good enough just the way we are. We're perfect. Let your light shine. Whatever that baggage is that we've collected from childhood, that is just childhood stuff. Each and every one of us is perfect, whole, complete. We are radiant diamonds. We truly are. And it's because of the tough stuff that's happened in our life that people need to hear your words just as they are. So never discount who you are or the journey you've been on. You are perfect. So I think that's why a lot of people like coming to our Sunday gathering, because whether it's Carrie, Phil, myself, Steven, other guests that we have here, we're just being ourselves. And so let that just be a message to you. Just let your light shine. Giggle, laugh, whatever that is, but be you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Steven for our closing prayer.
Such beautiful and inspiring words, Sandra. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you all just to take your awareness to your breath just for a second. Just within this space that we honor, we have honored. And by honoring our true nature, we bring the Great Spirit alive within our lives. And within our lives, the beautiful soul that we are will be able to move us and guide us, to give us experiences, show us our true worth. It will wrap its arms around those we still love in a space of awareness already within us called the spirit world, as they are the air that we breathe, the sun that warms our face, the wind, just like life itself, as it can blow a leaf in a tree. To be within the most perfect place at the right time, to give nutrients to the ground. Sometimes, just sometimes, even through our hardships, just remember, there is no flowers without rain. So sometimes, through tears, we nurture the emotional soil within us, so the beautiful soul that we are can rise and give warmth to growth within us all. And with all of that, I say thank you and amen.
Thank you so much, Steven. We're going to go into our closing song now, which just happens to be from The Greatest Showman, This Is Me. Really embrace it. But I want to thank everyone who's joined us from around the world, and also to our spirit friends. We know you're always around. We do. So here is our closing song. Thank you, everyone. We love you. Go register at wedon'tdie.com for next week so you don't forget. We'll send you a reminder. Go let your light shine. Thank you, Steven, once again. We love you all.
Thank you.
See you next Sunday. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for having me.